So it's almost the month of May. Can you believe it? It seems like just yesterday it was December and we were on a road trip in Vegas. Time flies by. I guess it's true what they say. The older you get, time seems to go quicker. At least for me it does. In our world, life just goes by a whole lot quicker than it used to. I mean, there's so many distractions. Apps, YouTube, people creating content. People creating content takes time. It takes time away from really important things. Like going out to a racetrack or going fishing or just simply taking a drive. We all work harder and harder in a world that seems to want to tell us to make our lives easier. But I think that's where music comes into play. Now here at our place, Kelly and I have two things that are really important to us: music and art. Our walls are full of original artwork, whether they're things that we've done for weddings or things that we've done for commercial projects or editorial shoots. I do most of the commercial work. My wife does a lot of still life photography, especially for magazines and stock. My wife is also a pianist. She's been practicing piano since she was a child, and she's actually a classically trained pianist. Instead of a math teacher, she could be a music teacher, but she likes numbers, maybe equally as much as she likes music. But let's get back to the month of May. The month of May is springtime and it's heading into summer. Now, my wife teaches public school. She'll be teaching until about the 12th of June. But she's doing some summer school, teaching some summer math programs. But after that, we head into summer. And this summer, we're decided that we're going to take a Western road trip. We just love going out west. We like headed out to the Rockies. We like going out to the Mojave Desert, Death Valley, Las Vegas, Area 51. We've done some videos on that. We like heading out west. There's just something beautiful about it. But when you head out west, or to anywhere really, on a road trip, one of the distractions is the playlist. So of course, like most people, I start putting together a playlist of music that I want to listen to, right? While we're on this road trip. And could be, for me personally, it could be like some Crosby, Stills and Nash, Gregory Alan Isaacoff, maybe a little bit of Robert Earl Keen, some Lyle Lovett, good stuff that I like to listen to, some Neil Young. Throw a little rock in there, like some Tom Petty, John Mellencamp. To me, these were always part of my summer growing up. When we would take these road trips as a kid, we always had the radio stations back when you actually had to flip through the dial. You remember when you had to do that? Or maybe you had cassettes. Some of you can probably remember the old 8-tracks when you had 8 tracks in your car, right? I'm not that old. But soundtracks, playlists are really important. There's nothing more beautiful than when Kelly, my wife, is sitting over at her piano playing music. I love to hear play Fur-Elise or some of the old classics. I love to hear play the music. There's just something about the piano, the music, the homemade music that brings joy, love, and peace to our home. Music is a lot of things to our lives. Art is a lot of things to our lives. If music is the soundtrack, photos and art, they're the pictures. When I was a kid, I remember one of the funnest things, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere, right? Like way out in the middle of BFE, right? South of San Antonio. And way out in the county. They're kind of an isolated existence in a lot of ways. I can't say it was a horrible existence by any means, but it was certainly isolated. But one of the cool things that I used to love doing was looking at my grandmother's photo albums, and she had a cedar chest that was just full this cedar chest was just full of photo albums. And what I would love to do is get these photo albums and take a look at these photo albums. But then while I was taking a look at these photos, I would turn on KKYX out of San Antonio on the AM dial. Or maybe I would just pop in one of the old cassettes in the cassette player. I would listen to some of the old music like Hank Thompson, Ernest Tubb, George Jones. Listen to some of these music, some of this classic music, classic country music from the era, and sit there and thumb through the pages looking at the photos of vacations, strangely enough of funerals, weddings, family reunions, different things that people used to do. There's something magical about photos and music. Now, some people have called me a romanticist. Some people have called me many other things that are not quite as beautiful, but they've called me a romanticist. Some people have called me a nostalgist, right? Somebody who loves nostalgia. I don't know, whatever it is you want to call me. I've been called an old soul. I've been called a free thinker. I don't really care what you call me. You can just call me Matt. Even if you call me bad things, that really doesn't bother me that much. Hell, I've been a journalist for too long. You think calling me names bothers me? But here's the reality. Music, no matter what that music is, it tells a story of our lives. It's the path to discovering who we are, what we are, moments in time, moments in history. We live in a very unique time where it's easier today to put those photos together, to put those videos together, add some music to it, and create our own soundtrack, our own storyboard. It's really an interesting thing to be able to do that. But as I look on the walls around me and of our home, I see photos of people, of places, time. I see events, each one a memory in its own way. I see pieces of things that may never happen again. And even if they do, these photos are pieces of a time that for certain will never happen again, no matter what you do to recreate it. So I guess here's my point to all of this. Maybe we shouldn't just be going to the races or going to the national parks or going out on these road trips with the intent to make content or to, make the best possible video we can. Maybe we put the video away. Maybe we just put Instagram in the back of our mind for a while. Now, I'm not too big on Instagram. I don't do Instagram a lot. I don't do a lot of social media at all, actually, other than YouTube. And I probably do that pretty poorly. Though I was on TikTok for a while, and I kind of gave up on TikTok because TikTok to me was just stupid. I don't know why I felt that way, but TikTok to me was just stupid. But the interesting thing about all of this is that there's always a story and there's always music. And no matter where we are in life, what stage we're at in our life, there's a story to be told. So maybe the next time you head out to the racetrack, or the next time you head out to the ball field, or the next time you head out to whatever it is that makes you happy, don't think so much about the photo or the video. Don't think so much about the end result, how it's going to make you look. Just think about like our grandparents and great-grandparents did. Preserve the memory. Take a photo, preserve the memory. And if nobody ever sees it, so what? So as we get ready to plan this road trip, that's going to last for a month, which is usual for us. As I plan this road trip, of course there'll be content to be made, interesting places, and we're going to bring you along on it as well. But that's not the point of it. The point of it is to rest, to relax, to enjoy the moment, feel the experience. That's the real beauty of all of it. And in the little bits and pieces of what's left, share it with you. It's not all about being famous, being well-known, being rich, or being liked. It's about being real. And it's just about creating videos and content and sticking them up on YouTube as a memory and letting each and every one of you come along. So when people ask me what this channel is about, what it's for, what I do here, it started off as just a place to put a bunch of videos, put a bunch of stuff that I create. It's still that way. And I'm really glad that you enjoy it. So anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And, come along with me on the journey. I think there's more to it than what most of us realize. Thanks for watching.